Your Holiness, the Dalai Lama, Honorable Executive Councillors, members of the General Council of Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, officers of the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council, it gives me great pleasure welcoming Your Holiness to the Ladakh Autonomous Hill Development Council Leh. It is indeed an honor for the General Council Assembly to have your gracious presence here today. We are blessed by your historic 33rd Kala Chakra initiation in Leh.
Ladakh Hill Council chance de sondu parya chance kyadana indi chance temenamso jaya kuboda and habar de chanda lujud ida chumada jene and 다대나다 지금 마음의 중중 지금 그게 레차 투리 디디 시도송체 안 중송 투시쇼인.
So I would like to thank you, Vincent Pepper, the President. Yes, the President of Ladakh Hill Council Development. First of all, I'd like to thank you all for giving this opportunity to meet you all in this Ladakh Hill Council. And I'd like to thank you also for your brief account on the development projects and the future prospects and your aspirations in the future, as well as the current situation in Ladakh and also the past history briefly. So thank you.
Oh, yeah. 제 강에 몽고 유체 엔다 강에 디디 바세네 엔다 좀제 가라 가자입니다. 좀제 탐바디리 트레스리셔.
So you have endured lots of hardships, and through these hardships you have made a lot of progress. So I would like to congratulate you all for your positive results that you have made.
Then, of course, firstly, I have no direct responsibility. I'm simply a guest of yours. Then, over 40 years, we become very close a friend. So, as I already mentioned, I would like to express my congratulations. You see, your through difficult period, you see, you achieve some sort of remarkable sort of achievement. So I want to express my congratulations, and also, you see, those people or generation who are passing through difficult period. Now many of them may be no longer with us, but we must remember. You see, they are a contribution for this community or this area. Then your plan, your vision, the future, really wonderful. Now, as I think last year, or I think one occasion when you give me the project, the paper, I express now implementation fully. That is important. Sometimes you say on paper, oh, wonderful. Everybody say, oh, wonderful, wonderful, fantastic. But on the spot, sometimes not that much fantastic. So that's very, very important. Otherwise, you see, you know better about the situation. So according to the situation, you say how to develop these things, you know better. I have nothing to say. One thing, since, you see, I have the opportunity to visit, you see, different countries. And also in many, many universities. Then, and also result of discuss with many educationists, many thinkers, many scientists, almost I think unanimous of view. The existing education system, wonderful, but still mainly oriented about material development. It's lacking about the concern of inner value. Although you see education about moral ethics, there, but not, I think, a complete or deeper way. So therefore, many occasions, I always tell you, expressing, now in education, we need more systematic, complete sort of education about moral ethics. Then the moral ethics, education about moral ethics in the existing secular education field. Any moral ethics based on religion, then little sort of difficult. So therefore, one of the ancient Indian tradition, that is secular ethics. So India's own sort of constitution based on secularism. I think that's really great. So, 1,000-year-old India's tradition, the secular ethics. According Indian understanding about secularism means respect all religions and also respect non-believer. I think that is really wonderful. About 3,000-year-old Indian tradition. So therefore, say education about moral ethics, according according ethics, it is, I think, very fit in modern society, and particularly society where multi-religion, and also non-believers there. I think that is really suitable. So therefore, I always tell you, whenever I have the opportunity to talk with educationists and university students or like that, so many fully agree. But it is difficult. They do not know how to introduce secular ethics in existing secular education field. So last, I think, few years, with help of some scientists, some educationists, and also now fully involved some university professors in New Delhi. So we are already working moral education about moral ethics, entirely based on secular secular basis. So I think here in Ladakh, I think we can eventually, you see, you can carry some kind of experiment, 1 or 2 schools, which is so also curriculum, draft curriculum about secular ethics. Now we already working. Perhaps next 1 or 2 years may be available. So then I think some of the school here, as an experiment, and start learning or educate. And we'll see after a few years what result. If satisfactory result happen, then you can expand 10 school, 100 school, like that. So I think a proper way to transform the society more peaceful, more harmonious, ultimately very much related with respect others' right, others' well-being. Once that, through awareness, through education, is more respect other, you get more benefit. Exploit others' right or bully other, ultimately you will be loser. These are, we can educate. And then on top of that, the latest scientific finding, more self-centered attitude, fear, anger, hatred, actually eating our immune system. More warm-heartedness, sense of concern of others' well-being, immense help to our own physical health. So we are not talking about God or Allah or Buddha. We're simply talking how to build healthy society, happy society. Once you see the more society becoming more moral principles of society, then religious sort of tolerance or religious harmony automatically come. And also different races or different sort of the community, harmony automatically come. All same human being. We really need effort or education. Effort through education, through awareness, the sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. Once you see the sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings, once you see that through education, through proper sort of systematic way to educate people, then I think the end of this 21st century can be more peaceful, more compassionate, more sensible world can develop. So these things not materialized through prayer. I'm Buddhist, pray to Buddha, please bring happy world. Difficult. Muslim brothers, right? Muslim brother, you see, pray to Allah to bring peaceful world. Difficult, frankly speaking. And a Christian, pray to God, bring peaceful world. I think 1,000 years in the West, always pray to God. When you see two communities fighting each other, each side pray to God. I think God made confused. His blessing, which side should go? Difficult. So logically, problem we start, not God start. If problem created by Allah, by God, then we can appeal to God. But problem we start, we create it. So we have the responsibility to build harmonious society, peaceful society. So ultimate sort of the point is a sense of oneness of 7 billion human beings. That's logical. One time in Africa, South Africa, I had opportunity to visit one family, Soweto town. I met one local black family. And I told them, now you got equality or democracy with your new constitution. So, legally, everybody now equal. However, emotionally, you need still work to develop sense of self-confidence and equal. Black people, white people, equal. Then the black person, you see, he introduced as a teacher. Then he expressed to me, oh, we are inferior. So we cannot compete with white people. And I feel very sad. And I argue, this is totally wrong. If you ask one brain specialist, one scientist, they will tell you no differences. Brain of white people and black people, completely same. Then also I explain some of our own experiences. Sometimes it's some hardliner Chinese communist. They look Tibetan more inferior. The Han people more superior. I told these sort of experiences. The reality. Question is opportunity. Once we have the opportunity, we become equal. So I told him, now you have the opportunity. Work hard with full self-confidence. You can become 100% equal with white people. At last, he with long sigh, a long sigh. Now he believes we are equal. At that moment, I really feel tremendous relief. At least I can change one person's mental thinking like that. So therefore, you see, once we accept 7 million human beings, our human brothers, sisters, and respect with full trust or respect, then we can develop full cooperation. Now today's world, we need individual cannot change and cannot do much. Society, community, with full cooperation entirely based on trust based on sense of respect each other. So that I want to tell you. My curiosity, how many Muslims here? One, obviously here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. That obvious is your head. And here also is obviously white head and then that one. So, I always proudly telling, wherever I talk, in America, Europe, Australia, Japan, everywhere, I always telling, India is example. All major different religious traditions can live together. Mutual respect. And some country, some people feel it is impossible. Different faith live together. Now we need, whether we like it or not, Buddhists cannot eliminate is Muslim. Muslim also cannot eliminate Buddhist. or Christianity. How many Christians? How many Christians here? No Christian. Oh. Then may I ask, any non-believer? Okay. Strictly speaking, according to English dictionary, the religion very much related with concept of creator. From that viewpoint, I'm non-believer. So only one non-believer now here. I think some Buddhists also, you see, I think, strictly speaking, from the viewpoint of theistic religion, then Buddhists are non-believer. Very sinful. So we have no other alternative except go to hell. So you see, my friend told me in America, you see, some American more orthodox Christian, expressed to his friend. Now, since recent years, Dalai Lama quite often come to America. So now Dalai Lama really lead quite a number of Americans to heaven. So anyway, philosophy field, big differences, but doesn't matter. What is the real teaching? Then same. Islam, Allah described, infinite love. Christian believe God, infinite love. The Buddhists believe Buddha, infinite love. Therefore, all these major religions teach us be a loving, kind person, compassionate person. Main teaching is practice of love. One time, at Turtuk, one Muslim religious leader, told at the meeting, at the big gathering, he told, as a Muslim, must extend love towards entire creation of Allah. Same. Use different philosophical view, but same practice, same meaning. We must have love, compassion, forgiveness, tolerance. So to some people, the concept of Allah more effective as a creator. To some people, Jesus Christ more effective. To some people, Buddha more effective. So that's a different way. Bring to same goal, compassionate person. Through that way, compassionate society. Ultimately, compassionate humanity. So very good, wonderful. So therefore, there is real sufficient reasons that religious harmony really we can build. India is one example. So therefore, now here in Ladakh, you accept you see some problem here and there, that's okay. But overall, very good harmony among Buddhist community and Muslim community, although Christian community very small. So that's wonderful. So you must make sort of example where major different distribution can live together, not just due to political reason or some other reason. 1,000-year-old, you have that kind of culture, that kind of sort of tradition. That's very, very precious. That I want to share with you. Then culture, you also mentioned the cultural heritage. I think any community, different cultural heritage, that heritage is developed through centuries according to the environment or people's way of life. So cultural heritage is very much sort of local production, local according to the condition, weather condition, and environment, and the temperature, and what kind of food or vegetable, these things. So develop certain sort of culture, heritage. So that culture is very, very relevant. The people, the concerned people. So preservation of culture is very important. In the political field, sometimes political parties, that doesn't matter. You see, you can change these things. But culture really shows the uniqueness about that community. That's very important. I always tell in Tibetan, Buddhist culture is important aspect of Tibetan people. So individual, whether believer or non-believer, or believe this religion, that religion, doesn't matter. As a part of the community, the cultural heritage really shows Tibetan identity. So similarly here. And then language. Local language, very good. But you see, your local language, ultimately, ka kama, cha cha chanya, that letter. Obviously, as far as the Buddhist community is concerned, you see there, tenyu, the letter or the language which you see describing these 300 volumes. That I think very, very important. The other day I also mentioned Mongolians, different language, but they use Tibetan script for study over few centuries, almost I think 1,000 years. So therefore, you see, their cultural heritage remains something very strong. Whereas I noticed in America, the native Indians, right? Now, I often used to meeting these people. They express they are very much concerned about the preservation of their language, their culture, and also in Latin America. Then when I ask, do you have script? Most of them say no script. So for preservation of one's own culture, language is very important. Language with script is very, very important. So you basically already, you see, use this letter of Kanjur and Tenjur. That's something very, very important to keep. Like Muslim, wherever they live, you see, they use the Arabic, the Quran, isn't it? So like that, so that I think important. That I just want to share with you. Then lastly, since my childhood, I found existing Tibetan government system many drawbacks because power in a few people's hand. So, as soon as I took the responsibility, political responsibility, that was 1950. Then I think around 52, I think 52 or 53, I already started reform committee to carry some change, but not very successful because of the circumstances. Then, after 59, in early 60, I made one draft constitution of future constitution. You see, I made clear Dalai Lama's power, if necessary, can abolish by 2/3 of the members of the assembly. Then gradually, we already start work for democratization. Then, 2001, we already achieved elected political leadership. Since then, my position is semi-retired position. Now, 2011, I completely retired. No longer any political responsibility. So, since childhood, I admire democratic system. So, you people here, you see, fully enjoy democratic system. It's wonderful. So, since people elected you, not on basis of judging your face, but people trust, you see, you. So, people, more people trust you, you have more responsibility to carry your work sincerely, transparently. Then, once you see, work carried transparently, then trust, more trust from public. That's very important. The brilliant, smart mind here, but not necessarily bring trust. Your sincerity, truthful, honest brings trust. So that's, I myself try as much as possible. Always open, honest, truthful, because consistency, like that. So therefore, you see, you elected sort of people, I'm quite sure you can make significant sort of contribution, betterment of the area, and show guidance, future, say, not only one or two generations, but generations. I think within this century, Ladakh can be more prosperity in the sense, in both fields, material value, internal value. Then your society really can be very, very happy society in modern world. That's important. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. For some few minutes, I would like to take some few questions. Yes.
Sorry, I don't have a question, but I would like to extend my appreciate on behalf of my people from Lingshidira villages, and really appreciate that you had been visit in 2009. So you are blessed, had been there and then received the teachings and for the people of Lingshidira villages, and you said this is the Lungba Kukyok. That really this is the remoteness and backwardness, and now because of the government kindness or corporations, then education is developed and health is developing, and then especially the road is really need for this area, but the road is under construction. So appreciate for your visit during 2009 on 15th of August.
Thank you. Recently, I was in Sanskar. I think the environment, the place, really beautiful. I think some aspect, I think more beautiful than Leh. Leh hills quite crowded. And they are quite Kasuda, open way, really wonderful. So I told the people should think some new ideas and some change. The century-old way of life, way of thinking, now must change. So education, very important. I also expressed that like that. So thank you. Next question.
Your Holiness, I am Dorje Mutu, Councillor from Nyoma Block. So I would like to submit Your Holiness Since you have just mentioned that you have handed over your government to your democratic people of Tibetan, this is really great, and we wish that you will become one successful, sir. So far, you have ruled over your people in exile very successfully, and you have taken care of each and every children of the Tibetan people. This is a great contribution from your side, Honorable Sir. Honorable Sir. But at the same time, we wish that you are visiting Ladakh, including like Nubra, Changtang, and Kargil, etc. You are blessed will become the very successful among the people. As per your desire from time to time in aspiration, the people of Ladakh have almost sent every children to the school. So by this time, not even single children of Ladakh are without going to school. So this is are the blessing of yours, sir. Sir, one, as you are now free from the political point of view and you are spiritually leaders as far as Buddhism is concerned or the world people is concerned, sir. We shall be highly grateful if you will give some point with regard to the coexistence of spiritualism and materialism. This is the most important thing, sir. Because this time people are going toward the materialism side, sir. So spiritualism, coexistence of Buddhism, materialism is very important. So by this great golden opportunity, if you will place some few words among the audience, sir, this will be great highness of your holiness, sir. Thank you, sir.
I think one sort of example. Some my friend, some scientists or some thinkers, of course, most of them American. So their material things very good. They was fully utilized this material way. At the same time, they also paying much seriously, to pay much seriously about the sort of system of emotion. As a result, individual become much happier, particularly when they passing through difficult sort of life, difficult sort of the period. Some of them, telling me, including divorce, this is some difficult period. However, when they're passing through difficult sort of period, they can sustain peace of mind. I think, generally speaking, I usually telling people, also to scientists, in order to develop peace of mind and in order to maintain peace of mind, we need more knowledge about emotion. So, I usually call map of emotion. More awareness, the whole map of emotion. Then, such as emotion, fear, anger, you see, not automatic, not independently develop, but there are a lot of causes and the conditions. So once we know the whole map of emotion, then it becomes much easier to deal with these destructive emotions. This should consider purely academic subject, not religious thing. Ancient Indian psychology, highly developed. Compare ancient Indian psychology, including Buddhist psychology, compare modern psychology, then modern psychology become like kindergarten's level. Ancient Indian psychology, highly developed. So many modern scientists really learning these ancient Indian psychology, not as a religion, as an academic subject, or as a treatment for mental problem, like that. So that I think I call secular ethics. So I already mentioned in education, secular sort of ethics as a sort of part of secular education, not religion. I think worthwhile make some experiment. In America, some scientists, last now 10 years, they already carry as an experiment. You see, the people, group of people, some cases students, some cases ordinary sort of people, and 3 weeks sort of training, more explanation about emotion and value of love or compassion, these things. Then each day, 30 minutes, some kind of serious sort of analyze or thinking. So 3 days of the program, 3 weeks program. Before start that program, they test blood pressure, the amount of stress, these things. After 3 weeks, sort of experiment, training, again check, blood pressure much reduced, and stress much reduced. As a result, person become much happier. So these, you see, scientists, they sort of, they carry such sort of project as an experiment, quite convincing sort of result. So that's the way, you see, material development, at the same time, in a peaceful development, peaceful mind. After all, quite simple logic. We have this body and mind or emotion. So this body comfort, we need material development. Some of my friend, billionaire, very rich. One occasion I met one famous sort of great university's chancellor, great, very, very educated, highly educated, and his income also very good. When we sat together and talk on a human level, then he expressed much worry, too much sort of nervousness. So that's one example. Very rich, highly respected as a chancellor, educated as a person, unhappy person. So modern education, not sort of adequate to bring inner peace. And his money also failed to bring inner peace. So therefore, even you see some leaders, when we talk, eventually we become friends. Then you say, leader, very high position, but as a person, yeah, much anxiety. So therefore, you see, these are so material value will not bring peaceful mind. So peaceful mind must develop its own way. That's training of mind. In order to carry training of mind, you should have more knowledge about whole system of emotion as a psychology subject, isn't it? Like that. Now last question. No question? Then perhaps you also may feel hungry. My breakfast, I think most of you still enjoy sleep. My breakfast usually 5:30. So I think most of you sounds maybe so. Oh, yes.
His Holiness, Buddhism has always laid emphasis on compassion and non-killing. But there are many, huge number of Buddhist population in many Asian countries where seafood is what they have as the main food. So what would be the justification for the principle of
제가 망외 제가 계산 망외 참
어디로? So basically, Buddhist, I think many Buddhists in China, also Vietnam, they strictly sort of carrying vegetarian food. They never sort of touch non-vegetarian food. Tibetan case, I think because of the geographical situation, northern Tibet, very high altitude, no vegetation. Even samba, very rare. So I think the circumstances, the reality, I think is compelling. Their sort of life is depend on animals like that. But every Tibetan in the past is never sort of selling meat. Each sort of because of the family, when they need, you see, they kill animal. But when they kill animal, the whole member of the family recite Om Mani Padme Hum, and one because of butter lamp. The day you see, they use one animal, you see, they do that. Yeah. And then, of course, Tibet, in previously, is completely prohibited hunting, fishing. That's Tibetan. And then when we come to India, now vegetable available. So you see, we last now a few decades now all our monastic institutions serve only vegetarian food. We completely stop serving non-vegetarian. But this is, I was told, this is the common kitchen serving only vegetarian. So near the monastic institution, some restaurant selling momo. So they are sort of business quite successful. So in sort of different part of the world, some Tibetan Buddhist centers there, I appeal the center when they have some sort of festival or things should serve vegetarian food, not non-vegetarian food. But then like Japan, you see fish. You see their whole life, their main diet, you see, completely based on seafood. So if we stop that, I think many of them may face starvation. One famous is a Tibetan master. Say he has some miracle power. So one village near quite big lake, Yangzhou. So is it that sort of powerful is Lama. You see, he sort of some way, you see, he tried to fish, not go Kazakhstan. See, lake shores away, lake shore. Then the local people, their main diet is fish from that lake. So then, no longer fish is come to near their village. So then eventually, almost they facing starvation. So then they appeal the Lama. Now please, let us give some sort of some fish. Otherwise, we may sort of dive. Then Lama said, then, okay, this is exception. So your only sort of livelihood is based on fish. So then, okay. So then later, you see fish come. That's one story like that. So generally, you see Tibetan completely prohibited hunting, fishing. Animal, many Tibetan remain vegetarian. Like that. So, I think a lot of, in the past, I have noticed a lot of ships from Kashmir, isn't it? From home. I mean, a lot of difficulties. Of course, that's up to you, not my business. So, I think meat and chung, I prefer chung. Although it's Buddha prohibited. But chung, not much harmful, isn't it? Meat, good. Okay. So the other day I mentioned our Muslim brothers, sisters, you see, never touch chung. So serious Buddhists must follow, you see, their tradition. Animal sacrifice, you do animal sacrifice, that we should not follow. But one is a Muslim, Thasa Muslim, Tibetan Muslim. After 59, then eventually you see, they come to India and settle near Sri Lanka. Many of them we know. So one old Muslim, Tibetan Muslim, you see, he told me once he had sort of a pilgrimage to Mecca. So there is tradition, you see, animal sacrifice. And he mentioned to me, yes, of course, as a Muslim, you see, he did animal sacrifice, but with tremendous sort of compassion, he told me, like that. So it is good. You see, you have to carry, according to your own tradition, certain sort of offering. However, without losing compassion or sense of concern of that animal. That is very good, isn't it? Like that. So, now goodbye. Thank you. Yes.
Your Holiness, it is a great privilege for me to be posing a vote of thanks to you. Your Holiness.
By one Sadarji. Wonderful. This also, you see, shows harmonies. And particularly the Sikhism really very much emphasis non-sectarian, isn't it? The Guru Nanak himself, you see, took pilgrimage to Mecca, isn't it?
Your Holiness, the Leh Hill Council has created a history today on the 15th July with your gracious presence, because I'm sure even the parliaments of most nations would not have had this honor of being addressed by you. The members of this council would never forget this day, and I can only say that your words of wisdom today would only inspire us to rededicate ourselves to the service of the people of Ladakh. We all hope that your words of wisdom and blessings shall always echo in this hall, guiding us to choose the righteous path while taking decisions which affect the lives of hundreds of people every day. Your Holiness, the members and the officers present here today have put in a lot of hard work and sincerity in the past 1 year to make the Kal Chakra a grand success. And therefore, your personal presence here today is a befitting bliss for all of us. May I, on behalf of all members and officers of this General Council, thank you for flexing your schedule and blessing us with your auspicious presence today. Last but not the least, Your Holiness, each member and officer of this General Council present here today has a cherished desire to present something to you as a mark of each one of us's respect, gratitude, and affection for you. Since that was not possible at individual level, we have as such contributed our love and decided to present a very humble token of our gratitude to you. May I kindly request you to please accept this from all of us from the Honorable CC. May I request the CC to please present this on behalf of all members of this General Council. Thank you.
자, 카다 두 개 한다. 카다, no, 카다, scarf. I just want to give one kadak. What's the one person from each different tradition. First, one Muslim. You come or you come? One of you. Oh, then okay. Then now Muslim too. Now okay. Oh, Shia and Sunni. Okay.
One each.
Excellent work in renewable energy, solar energy.
Wonderful. That's wonderful. Oh. Okay. Thank you. So, goodbye.